I got beer in my boots, dirt on my truck, corn on my mind, and a gun up my butt. It's a small town. At least there's dirt, at least there's beer and trucks and shirts.
Howdy there. You've been on the internet all day and you come across the Death of Fun podcast. Join me, Matt McKinley, and my buddies Aaron, Rob, and Tim as we bring you the latest in current events, sports, and a whole bunch of inappropriate jokes that we used to tell to each other back when we were roommates in college. And the world wasn't so lame. So kick back, crack a beer, and join us for a few laps. Unless you're gay. And even if you are, join us anyways. Welcome to the Death of Fun. I've been on a little bit of an AI music tear here lately. And
yeah,
it's shocking how easy and how relatively good the songs are. I mean, like, they're not good, but I was talking with Jake last night on the sports show. I've heard worse from people, like real people that were really trying.
Anything from God, what was it, like 5 or 7 years ago with that mumble rap?
I haven't tried mumble rap yet, so
that might be good.
Like
Tech 6ix9ine. What was that guy? Tekashi
6ix9ine. Yeah.
That was that. I would say probably in the history of all the music I've heard, that time period was the worst. I thought I was going into full boomer mode, just hating all new music. No, that's the worst music in recorded human history.
I know who that guy is. Like I'm aware of the guy. I've not heard of one of his songs.
It ain't good.
Jake was telling me our theme song for the sports sounded, I think he said Macklemore, or maybe he said Mac Miller. I can't remember. And I agreed with him, but I don't know hip hop that well. So, I use this app called Suno, and I haven't paid anything, but here's a hip hop version of I can't remember if it was sports or well, let me find a Death of Fun one, because I made a hip hop one that was like not bad, and I purposely put Rob the Jew as one of the
yeah.
prompts. So you get 200.
Beaker. You should put Beaker the Jew.
I know. So you get 200 characters, and you tell it what you want to create. And okay, so here's a Southern rock version of for Death of Fun.
Oh, this is Brad Cook approved already.
Yeah.
Matt and Aaron, Tim and Brad, laughing loud, they ain't half bad. Rob the Jew, he's cracking wise, talking trash till sunrise. Politics and dirty jokes, news and sports against the ropes. College buddies raising hell, every tale they've got to tell. Death of Fun never dies, comedy beneath the skies. Raunchy banter feels so right. Tune in for this podcast night. Beer cans scattered, tales unfold. Ain't no topic that's too bold. Raucous chat till dawn breaks clear. Belly laughs and cold draft beer. Nothing safe from razor wits. Every story, every bit. Friends together in the sound.
Like radio country voice
fun
too.
Go round
I feel like
round.
it's
Death of
Toby
Fun never
Keith
dies.
and
Comedy.
whatever the bald dude's name is, like, put together.
Well, it's that classic pop singer who manufactures a Southern. It's like the Kamala Harris accent. You better thank a union member for paid leave.
Oh my God, idea. Can we, so you said 200 characters, right?
Yes.
Can we do a song about Tim in like the whiny Avril Lavigne like song, like almost like teenage girl sad because she got
Yes.
dumped? I'll send over some idea. Now, is it full sentence characters or
Just
you
200
words?
200 characters total.
So did you
And
have
it
like
takes
complete...
about 30 seconds to a minute to generate, and it generates 2 separate tracks.
So do you write full sentences or is it just like keywords?
Okay, so let's see. For instance, that one I just played, I said an upbeat Southern rock song about the Death of Fun podcast, a raunchy comedy shows where college buddies Matt, Aaron, Tim, Brad, and Rob the Jew talk politics, news, sports, and tell all the dick jokes.
I like how that's the name it picked out.
Yeah.
Oh, we could do a banger on Tim.
Oh yeah, we the possibilities are endless, and also like I was telling Jake, it's pretty fucking cool, but it's also horrifying.
You know, I here's my prediction with AI. It will stay at this level through our generation because using AI for this shit as one of the top things is the most millennial generation thing ever.
It's the Oregon Trail generation's natural habitat.
Like what happens after we die, I have no idea. Who knows? Maybe men will get harder again and then go boom boom and Skynet.
Do you think when Al Gore invented the internet, he could have ever imagined the Death of Fun podcast using AI to write horrific songs about their college buddies?
No, but if he did, he would try to censor us like they're trying to censor us now.
Well, he would have warned us about being censored by 2020 and then been wrong probably. But
the filthier.
I mean, you won't even see Miami anymore because of all the rising censorship levels.
See, and this is when people ask me, do I believe in global warming? And I kind of have a little, it's shit like that. Excuse me, little boy. Sorry. When I kind of waffle and they're like, what? It's the science. And I'm like, it's situations like that. There's like 7 or 8 predictions like California be underwater and all this other stuff that didn't happen. And you think it's highly unusual that I'm not a little bit skeptical?
Right. Right. It's I don't know. It's kind of like, I know you're more of a neoconservative than me, but like you
know what? You've worn me down, Matt. You've worn me down.
Okay, and I'm not even saying that the thinking behind what, and I'm not going to lump like the Cheneys and like that the actual fucking monsters into this category, but like your typical, like you, more of a neoconservative bent, which I used to be as well, where like peace through strength. You gotta, fight them over there so we don't fight them over here.
That's if the leader is altruistic, and I don't think we've had an altruistic leader in.
No, but I just go back to history, and like who was right, who was wrong. Turns out Ron Paul was right about a lot of fucking stuff, and all these neocons that have been running foreign policy for the past like 30 years have not got a single W, like not one. Like,
what do you mean? W had a victory.
On the carrier, he did say mission accomplished. So
mission accomplished, baby.
I mean, all right. So we had the one win.
Let's go take a bump. Fuck yeah, America.
Yeah, but like, I was listening to a debate with Bill Kristol, who was one of the architects of the Bush Cheney foreign policy, Center for was like Center for a New American Century or something, like Project for a New American Century. It was like the game plan that they kind of followed for the starting with the Bush years and then into Obama, and it kind of I wouldn't say it stopped under Trump, but it like slowed quite a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's the only win that even Bill Kristol could point to was maybe Bosnia Serbia intervention that kind of turned out positively, but
Bosnians and Serbians have been fighting each other forever.
Right. So but that was the only thing he could possibly kind of consider as a win. But Iraq the first time, we got him out of Kuwait pretty quickly. No problem there, but we're still there. So it didn't really work out well. Syria is a hot mess. Libya, Hill Dogs shining achievement. They have.
What does it matter?
Right. What does it matter at this point? What difference does it make?
What difference does it make? Yes.
Yeah, they've got live slave auctions that you could watch on YouTube from Libya.
What?
Yeah, dude. Libya is a failed state. And remember,
does nobody care about it because it's not white slavery? Is that why?
It must be, but there's that famous quote from Hillary Clinton where she's talking about Muammar Gaddafi, and we came, we saw, he died. No, he didn't just die. They raped him to death with a bayonet up his ass.
Yes.
It was not great, and yeah, now then you had the whole Benghazi thing, which sounds like it was probably some sort of gun running operation gone bad.
The one thing that people don't know is after Gaddafi got banged with a knife, Tim's Sibian sales went
right through the roof.
Right.
Yeah.
They wanted to all be a dictator that day.
And we don't know for sure if Tim was accepting Libyan slaves as payment for the Sibians. We don't know how that all worked. But he didn't do it. So who knows?
With Tim's song, we got to start off with there's a guy named Tim. He's a 16-year-old teenager. Down on his luck, selling Sibians because it's not going right. Nobody wants a Sibian.
Well, he didn't want to sell Sibians, but that's the family business. His mom says they sell themselves.
It's like the flower shop in fucking Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah,
he's forced into it.
If there is any of you tender-eared listeners out there that are not aware of a Sibian, I would say go look it up, but I don't want to subject you to anything jarring. So let's just rip the bandage off right now.
It's a fuck machine.
It is a fuck machine. So it's like a saddle with a dildo strapped to a large electric motor that runs the vibrator. And I think the ones I've seen, this is not my specialty in the world of internet porn. It's not my jam.
Even more backstory. I am in the same boat, and I couldn't think of one video I've seen of a Sibian. But if you're online and you put something in the Google box at a porn site, they'll throw in little stuff like that every now and then.
Yeah, I've never searched for it, but I have seen it in action one. And the first time it was out of sheer curiosity, and I found out real quick. I'm like, oh, I'm not turned on by this at all. Like it, the thing sounds like it might explode, and I've read enough war-related material in my life to know how explosives generally work and like kind of the projectile angles. And I gotta say, when that thing sounded like it was gonna explode, my mind went to physics and like, how is that gonna explode inside this poor woman? And this is gonna be a real mess. And
they almost look like they've been constructed in a Ford 1920s assembly line. Like there's quite a bit of
sturdy.
Mechanical thing.
They're sturdy. And they're usually like ratchet strapped to the bed too.
Okay, I know for a fact, I'm with you. I've never seen it, like done any research, but somehow it's burned into my memory what it looks like.
And it's got like a little turny dial thing that you can turn up the intensity, and you're like, don't go all the way to the right. That thing's gonna take off. You know, like you're gonna end up stranded with the Boeing Starliner, you know?
No, hon, that's the sleep number bed, the Sybian. Do you think they have Western versions of Sybians where they just put a fucking saddle on it and stirrups?
They've got to. I had a fella on the other day. We were doing a bull session, and Casey Howell, he's a good dude, from Cheyenne Wells, Colorado, originally, but we were talking about some of like the Instagram hoes, and you know, like there's always like everybody's little niche. So you had like there's like the hot chicks that do the catfish noodling thing, you know, where they pull like 50. So there's that, like that's a niche. There's the gun girls. Well, there's the
bow hunter. There's one chick on there that she looks like she kills everything.
Oh yeah. And then, but then there's some that just have a bow and tits, and then you know, well,
they hold up fish. There's no videos of them actually fishing.
So there's also the like hot girl agriculture advocate or advocate, which is one of the gayest words I've ever heard concocted. I hate the word advocate, but anyway, there's like
Matt just hates those farmers.
I'm not a fan of those goddamn sodbusters. But so then there's the offshoot where it's like the hot farm ranch girl OnlyFans chick, and those like they just pop up on my feed. I don't follow any of those, but I see them regularly, and they're like, come, you know, click the link in my bio to see the bale fork video, and you're like, well, what's the bale fork video?
What is the bale fork video?
Well,
Matt?
Okay, so you may not be real aware, but you know those big front end loaders that we had at the feedlot.
Yes.
So
yeah.
There's pallet forks, which you know, it's just a set of forks that you use to pick up pallets, and there's bale forks, which are spiked that you drive into a bale to pick, you know, those big 1 ton bales to pick up.
Yep, the city guy is following you. Yep.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So the bale fork video is these poor hot girl agricultural influencer OnlyFans chicks are shoving these bale spikes in their orifices.
Like not like a made up dildo.
No.
It's straight up bale forks.
I've read the description, and I just don't know who that's for. You know, I apparently there's people that like it, but I don't understand it.
That's got to be a tracking thing. Like, only dudes who fucking click on that shit are now on the FBI, you know, serial killer watch list. That's egg game shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean that kind of ties into our episode name as Fast Horses and Slow Women.
Oh man, Uncle Matt fucking brought it out. Oh, I'm gonna use that. Can I use that?
Of course.
I'll say trademark, Matt.
So that your boys asked me if I'd been riding any slow horses, and I said no. It's always fast horses and slow women. And it came out before I really realized the the hidden meaning behind the just the whole it's really funny. But it
great.
was, if I would have thought like a split second longer, I wouldn't have said it in front of your boys, or I would have rephrased it a little bit, but it worked out great. And it reminds me almost to a T. My dad introduced me to, he was the former commissioner of agriculture for the state of Colorado. He gave the commencement speech when I graduated CSU. And,
dude, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so he was from Lamar. I think he's still alive. I don't know. But there was a town hall or something that my dad was speaking at, and he introduced me and said, "Hey, you gave the speech at my son's graduation." And he said, he was, "Oh, I thought I heard a McKinley name in there. Didn't know who it was." And my dad said, "Yeah, he studied cold beer and hot pussy while he was up there." Yeah, right.
How did he take that?
He laughed. They all laughed. I laughed. I was feeling a little hot in the face, but I laughed pretty hard.
Fucking Wes McKinley. Fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, talk about fast horses and slow women. That's kind of been that should be the theme for the 2024 presidential election, is just fast horses and slow women.
Man, Trump's back on the full Andrew Dice Clay, man. I was skipping through channels and came across him. It was just 5 minutes of him just bagging on everybody. George Stephanopoulos, Donna Brazil, like just terrible people. Look at her. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
Total horse face.
Did you see? Let me see if I can find that clip of he was talking about how he's better looking than Kamala, and I don't even know how it come out, but that's Donald Trump at his absolute peak. Just mad shit talking, just out of nowhere too.
And you know what? Like, I can't even watch him live because he has some like 2 or 3 really good quips, but it's over like an hour and 15 set. You know?
Oh yeah.
Everything else is just terrible.
He doesn't speak for less than an hour.
No.
Ever. He did an interview with Lex Friedman on his podcast, and that was really interesting because Lex Friedman's a good interviewer, and but Trump's a juggernaut. He just you can only rein that dude in so much, or you kind of just got to let him rumble.
You ready for tinfoil?
Okay.
So I've been noticing the past couple days, the polls are starting to, like, the Kamala honeymoon of the convention is wearing off because she's getting in front of the cameras. So, like, the polls are rising, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, Blinken and them are working, come out with some story about Russia trying to influence the election.
I saw that.
Like, and I wanted to send something to Rob, but I thought better because he's just going to die. But I'm like, Rob, we have all these instances of weird timing. Just weird.
Just really like, coinkadinkle.
Really coinkadinkle, bud. And I'm not trying to change him, but just acknowledge it's kind of weird, huh?
It's a little weird. We'll I'll pull up that story next, but here's this was about 2 weeks ago or something.
Then, I mean, I read a so-called Republican who Ronald Reagan didn't like, by the way, and she didn't like him, but she got credit for being this Reagan speechwriter, highly overrated. I don't know anything about her. I don't know her.
The little jabs.
But that's okay.
I know.
She called it wrong. She's called it wrong now for about 8 years. But she said one thing that got me. She said Kamala has one big advantage. She's a very beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman.
Just Andrew Dice claim.
Yeah.
So I decided to go back and reread the clause. I'm not saying he's, but I say that I am much better looking than her. I think I'm much better. Much better. I'm a better looking person than Kamala. No, I couldn't believe it. She said, I had never heard that one. They should know her.
Did you have?
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
Did you have presidential candidates arguing over who's better looking on your bingo card for 2024?
No, I would have bet the golf one before I bet the better looking part. But
what was the golf one?
Oh, remember when Biden shit his pants at the debate, and at the end they were just arguing about who was a better golfer?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
That one was way easier to predict than Trump yelling, "I'm a better looking person."
Yeah, it's true. Okay.
Kamala.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of I was talking with my wife the other day, and I was like, I feel like I'm never surprised, but I'm frequently shocked. Like I'm never surprised that stuff happens, but I'm very frequently shocked at how outlandish the world has become.
You know what? Maybe that's the secret sauce in the Simpsons predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Is they're such good writers that it's like South Park. They just kind of write the ridiculous and it just fucking happens.
Yeah. It's kind of like George Orwell. Like, is he a Nostradamus, or is he was like, all right, so this is worst case scenario, guys. And then now he's like, it's not a fucking playbook.
Correct.
I wonder if if like the Simpsons writers and the South Park guys ever feel like that, just like screaming at people. It's like, you're not supposed to follow this.
I'm just gonna do a little rallying.
Fucking Garrison, the abortion episode when he gets his dick cut off, he's like, I had sex with 7 truckers. I'm ready for my abortion. You're gonna scramble his brain first, or you're just gonna vacuum it out?
You know what, though? The one thing I got against them right now, and it was kind of bothering me the other day, they've kind of made fun, like, a little bit of George W., a little bit, and then a little bit with Obama, with the dudes being dudes, wanting to bang everything. And then they bring in Trump. How have you not done a shit your pants Joe Biden episode? Are they just waiting till after, the election's over and then doing it?
Maybe, and this is a deep cut. They blew a funny fuse with Joe Biden. Nothing's funny to him anymore.
Maybe it's too easy. Maybe it's just too. But we want easy.
Oh, that was the one of the most frustrating things that has been about the whole Trump era. Is like there is so much low-hanging fruit that the comedy could be amazing for Donald Trump, but they just all got preachy and uptight and clutching their pearls. And like, can you just be funny? That is one of the most hilarious men to have ever lived throughout time is Donald Trump.
Well, and like,
take it in and make fun of him. Like, actually make fun of him.
I was thinking the other day too, like, and I don't think this, but there's a lot of people out there that think he's Hitler, right? Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh, maybe if they think he's Hitler, it's too serious to joke about. But shit, they were fucking joking on Hitler back in the 30s and 40s.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, they were calling George W. a baby killer, and they made fun of him on SNL all the time.
Oh, and now that's their buddy.
That's their boy.
That's another thing that fucks me up. I'm like, you people fucking hated him. But now that Donald Trump's the new threat to America in your mind.
Yeah. Liz Cheney, she just endorsed Kamala. I'm waiting for Trump to say that out loud because he's typed it a couple different times. But
what are these Republicans like Zinzinger and Liz Cheney? Are they just making hand over fist at appearances? I can't because they're typical politicians that I think have very, very few morals. And I just don't see them dying on hills. But is it just making money at this point?
They're just. I honestly, I don't know what their relevance is anymore because, like Liz Cheney is going to have to move if she wants to get back in Congress because they didn't just vote her out; they censured her and then demanded a refund for all the.
Oh, fucking Wyoming.
Fucking hate her in Wyoming. So I don't know what value she has to really anybody as just like a pundit. Like they must be paying her to make speeches, but she's got that Halliburton money, dude. She don't got to worry about shit.
I mean, at this point, how is she not a steady CS or CNBC or MSNBC like pundit, like just her own show, and not that it would get ratings, but then those networks would be like, hey, look, we have Republicans too.
That's like what she is to the Democrat ticket now. Like, say, look, even the Republicans hate Donald Trump. And like, yeah, okay, but that's Liz Cheney. Remember her dad, the literal Bond villain that you hated just a couple weeks ago? The dude that shot a guy in the face and that guy apologizes to Dick Cheney.
I feel like when Rob gets older, that's how his little sound's going to sound like.
Probably true.
It's real fucking spot on.
Yeah, it's so the debate is on the 10th. What day is that?
September 10th?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's coming up.
So that is next Tuesday. Well, I would say we watch it live, but last time we did that, it went like 4 hours. So
I'm open on the 10th.
Okay.
I'm sure in that hour and a half that we have, there's going to be some bangers. I'm just saying.
Well, I saw a headline just before we started here that they agreed on the debate terms and they're going to do the muted mics. Yeah, here we go.
I mean, at this point, unmute the mics. Everybody's decided, what they're going to do, whether vote for one or not vote at all. Just put it on for some entertainment. Beat the NFL that week, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's because honestly, that's Trump at his best is just those little digs. So next, and they agreed to the ground rules. So it's same as the June debate. So no opening statements, no notes.
Oh, that's going to be trouble for Kamala.
Yeah, and then muted microphones. Okay.
How drunk is she going to be?
Ooh, hard. That's hard telling. How many times does she try to explain time? Does she mention a yellow school bus?
Or a coconut tree?
What about a Venn diagram?
No, she likes pie graphs, remember?
Oh, is it? I thought it was Venn diagrams.
Well, there might. I think I also heard one about pie graphs. She just likes graphs.
Well, honestly, Venn diagrams just overlapping pie graphs. If you really think about it.
Oh, you're right. She does like pie graphs.
So I put a I put a meme on my Instagram story today. I don't know who made it, but it was like if you think about it, the Japanese flag is just a pie graph of all the countries in the world that's been nuked.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Speaking of different countries, sorry, sidebar. Listening to the 1000th World War II documentary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every time we get to Hitler after Poland heading west, I rediscover I fucking hate the French. Like,
Yeah.
not only did they give up in 5 days, but the motherfuckers had the balls to fight the British with their naval fleet. The British were trying to either sink their boats or give them to the British, and the French refused. And the British was like, "All right, we're gonna bomb you," and they did it. And
Yeah.
then the French afterwards held them. They had disdain for the British because of that attack. Like, fucking French.
Well, it
fucking
was some of the first troops that our boys encountered in North Africa were French.
Yeah.
That turns out there was a lot of fascists in France. I don't know if they were necessarily. So I've listened to quite a little bit of what do they call themselves? Like revisionist historians that are, let's say they're a little more favorable to the National Socialist cause, and they make some solid points, but they're far too friendly towards a guy named Adolf Hitler. I'm all for like trying to understand the person and not like see where they're coming from. It's a good habit to get into. I think try to understand the other side of the argument. And like if you take a lot of the Jew hatred away from the National Socialist platforms, like I understand why the Germans went that way, and also
easy rod.
Yeah, but also you got to look at how bad the communists were too, and that's why there was a lot of fascist movements in Europe, because the Bolsheviks were horrifying.
Well, and the whole thing, people forget. This is why I feel like World War II needs to be taught in schools, just to show how things can change in 50 years and consequences and all that. But also to remind them, the Russians were trying to gobble up land and were partners with the Nazis for just a little bit.
Right. And the what we call the Russians, because it was, the bulk of the Red Army was made up of Russians, but the early Bolshevik leaders were not necessarily Russian. There were Russians in there, but a lot of them were like Russian exiles and or other ethnicities, and they ended up wiping out a ton of ethnic Russians during that whole Bolshevik revolution, and then the preceding purges or not preceding the purges that came afterwards.
And I don't know if you're like me, when somebody gets on a rant about how America's the worst atrocities. I'm not saying we're in a shining hill that we've presented ourselves as, but we haven't been around long enough, or around like with the Russians and fucking the English.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been raping and pillaging for a long time there, bud.
I don't know if anybody needs reminded, but
Fucking the
I'm willing
Irish.
to remind you that the British are a bunch of cunts. They're a bunch of cunts.
They literally tried to fuck the Irish out of the Irish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
If people are really offended about what we did to the natives, which granted there's a lot of material there.
yes.
We didn't treat them great. But does anybody get treated great in a war of conquest? I mean, not really. So like it's kind of par for the course. And if you look out throughout history, pretty mild, honestly, pretty mild.
Well,
disease
the Spanish
did most of the work for us.
And the Spanish literally pretty much killed an entire society. Like there's very few actual purebred natives from that part of the world anymore.
No, see, like I hope if the reparations shit ever comes through, like I hope they don't go looking back into my bloodline too far, because while I might be minority status in today's day and age, being a POC, a person of color, if they go far enough back, no, I was a fucking conquistador. So there's plenty of rape and pillage in my background, I'm sure. So
that's where being from Welsh and Irish and Scottish ancestry really kicks.
Yeah.
Going on.
You might like you might have some like street battles in your background, but not too much raping and pillaging for the Irish.
The IRA. Sorry.
Yeah. IRA respect. They gave the British hell. I bet you start to see a resurgence of some sort with the IRA in the coming future.
Well, if they do anything like the Brits are threatening to jail American citizens for posting something online, and you know what? Fuck you, Congress and President. I'm sorry. As soon as the Brits said that shit, you said, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You should immediately say that. No.
Like the same thing with this Twitter deal down in Brazil. Like that's where the federal government says, fuck you. We're shutting off all imports and exports out of Brazil until you reverse course on this Twitter deal. Like, fuck you.
Free speech is that's the least important, apparently, right we have now.
So they threatened to jail his legal representatives in the country. So
what?
Yeah. And so he removed them from the country. Obviously, he's like, no, fuck you. You're not jailing my people. So then they're like, oh, well, you have to have a legal representative in the country. So you're banned now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know Uncle Joe is fucking just living retirement life right now. But the one thing he could have done is to come out and say, no, that's not happening.
Right. It's like there's so much stuff that's going on right now that the president could shut down like very quickly.
Well, and if he came out, then he could dirty his gloves and not get Kamala, like any pushback they'd be from that.
Yeah. Well, like that's the same thing with the Israel stuff. Like he could really lean on Netanyahu and be like, hey, you have got to tighten your shit up here. Like this is you're bombing thousands and thousands of civilians. You're not accomplishing your job. You're getting more hostages killed than you are rescuing. Like tighten your shit up, buddy. Like
right.
you like tighten it up. And no, it's funny I think that's still big blind spot for the Democrats. Like those with college starting back up, those pro-Palestine protests they're gonna pop off again.
You know what though? I even though I do not recommend not following the news and following what's going on, I am so happy that our Roman Coliseum of distraction, known as football, has
me too.
back. Like I
Me
totally
too.
just shut off. I fucking shut. You know what? It's accomplishing what it set out to do, distract us from everything. And
I know.
Whatever. Fuck it.
It's been necessary throughout time. So who am I to judge? Like it's a viable distraction. And yeah, so like I was listening to something today and they're talking about how now Israel's invading the West Bank, and I'm just like, what? You know what? What's the spread on Chiefs Ravens? You know, like.
And you know what? I know it makes you feel as big of a douchebag as I do when I think about it, but I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah,
I should care about it, but I don't.
I should, and like, cause if you start to think about it too much, it's just fucking infuriating. Cause you're like, like the migrant stuff. You know, they're California has a proposal. I think it could be law if I think it's passed already, and Newsom can either sign it or veto. But it's essentially the state of California is giving something like $25,000 down payment and 0 interest loans for illegal immigrants to buy a house.
I am all for legal migration, but isn't the duty of the government is to kind of take care of their own citizens?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you got Venezuelan gangs just taking over entire buildings in Aurora. Oh.
I like how Aurora and Thornton and all the real shitty outer parts from the city are all clumped to Denver. Because we were talking with somebody in a bar in Austin. They were like, "Oh yeah, isn't Denver where that Venezuelan gang blah 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 blah?" And I'm like, "No, Aurora is way different than like Littleton. They just lump everything. It's just the middle of the state. Everything's Denver."
I mean, as a Colorado native, that's what I do. Like, I know that there's differences, but at the end of the day, it's all fucking Denver to me. So
apparently, Denver is 100 miles long each way.
Pretty much, yeah.
We're the largest city in the United States.
It's a giant fucking city.
I'm telling you, dude, I am getting sick and tired of this city. Holy shit!
Oh, it's
we're retiring somewhere else. I can't do it. It's just,
dude. I feel like somebody from California 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's because seriously, California is the most beautiful fucking place on earth. That it is pristine. Like
it's a pretty country.
It is absolutely beautiful. But god damn it, the people that run that place are so stupid.
And
so
you know what?
fucking stupid.
I stand by my comment. Gavin Newsom, out of all the politicians, that motherfucker wants to be a dictator more than any of them.
Oh,
that dude right there.
He's just California Trudeau.
Yeah, like if Trudeau wasn't as big of a pussy as he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I know. Like, yeah, Gavin Newsom looks like a real badass compared to Justin Trudeau.
Oh, man.
Gayest dictator ever.
Man, that dude, I hope he never gets higher office.
How many times do you think he's watched another man fuck his wife?
Does he do the hold the bukkake, or what is it? The cock hold? that
The
it?
cuck. I'm sure he seems like the type.
I don't know. Trudeau seems more of the cuckold.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you said Trudeau, not Newsom. Oh,
Yeah.
Trudeau, definitely. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. It's got to be at least a 2 or 3 time a month thing.
See, I'm with Newsom. I'm leaning more towards he like spite fucks a dude.
he handcuffs him to the Sibian while he drinks a scotch in his chair.
Is he a just like a much better looking version of Lindsey Graham?
I don't know.
See, I don't think I think Newsom's probably into some weird shit, but I don't think he's like he's a gay dude. That's more of a Republican thing. The repressed gay dudes. You got Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott also. Like I know he just got married, but
Mike Kaufman.
Yeah.
Like
there's
we've gotten to the point, guys. Just let it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. We don't give a shit. None of the conservative. I don't think there might be 5%, but everybody else just does not give a shit.
Right, but that's Mike Pence also probably a repressed gay dude. Another one. I mean, he looks like the cartoon character, you know.
What do you think? What would Mitt Romney be in that grouping?
No. I think Mitt Romney's a good Mormon boy.
He's just Mormon.
Yeah. I think no, I think Mitt Romney's like a fucking gangster. I can't stand the guy, but respect. I think he's a fucking gangster. I think he is cold-blooded.
Question: do you think there is a such thing as a soaking porn site?
Rule number 42 of the internet: if you can think about it, or if you can think of it, it exists and it's been made into a porn. So probably.
There was one I was perusing, or I heard a friend was perusing.
Yeah.
And there was a Jurassic Park one.
Oh.
So I clicked on it just out of curiosity. And it's just a straight up porn star dressed as a velociraptor, and the dude's just banging her out.
Huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, rule 42 of the internet is if you can think of it, it exists and it's been made into a porn.
Huh.
Rule 42 of Matt McKinley is who wants that? You know, like I'm not even some of the stuff I'm very anti, but like the Jurassic Park, like I'm not anti that stuff, but I'm just who is demanding that? You know,
they got a parody for everything, Matt.
It's
they do.
Yeah, like
they don't have a parody for Schindler's List though.
Oh, I bet you they do. I bet you they do. I'm not gonna look it up. That's the list I don't want to be on.
I was gonna say, like, what list would you be on for that one?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out. I'm not gonna save myself the trouble on that one.
Oh fuck! No,
you know, I mean.
No, on the concentration camp porn.
No. I've seen what happens when you get out of line. You know, you'll have a FBI SWAT team show up at your house at dawn and shoot you in the face. I'm good on all of that.
So before I came on, we were helping my father-in-law clear out some stuff from a tenant that basically just ghosted him. So he was taking out all his stuff. And my wife, here, let me send you a picture.
Okay.
My wife is helping them clean. And she sent this picture to the group of something they found in this person's domicile.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, hold on. Sorry. Oh, don't send it to well, maybe send it to Tim. All right. So this is what they found. Perfect timing.
All right. Oh, the night daddy came. Oh, wow.
What's on the front of that, Matt?
Well, there's a pregnant girl in a crop top and cut off jean shorts. And then there's also a non-pregnant girl with like fishnet
lacy,
like bodysuit though. So but it's all see-through, like,
and it's straight up like early 2000s.
Oh, see before and after the night daddy came. That's
roll 42, Matt.
Yeah. That's a commitment, because if it's the same chick, that's it's a
documentary.
Yeah. Like, did you watch it?
No. She sends it to me at work and I open up. Of course, I'm like chatting with somebody. It just pops up like, oh shit. It's like when your Instagram, when you take a shit in the bathroom and come back and you try to look at something on your phone, like a reminder, and the Instagram of the big titted Latina woman you were looking at while you're taking a shit at work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fully clothed, just an Instagram. Okay. It popped up when you're screening up. It was in between baseball clips and the disturbing shit Matt sends me.
It's there's a lot of that. There is a lot of that. So one of the funniest things that came out of the war on terror, and it's a terrible statement to start with, but one of the funniest things that came out of the war on terror is we found out that Osama bin Laden really liked his porn.
Yeah, what was there a list?
I'm sure there is, but I know there was like a lot of porn that they confiscated when they took out Osama.
Was it more than the box of porn that he tried to give to his
I think it was boxes of porn.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Which is funny because he also had multiple wives. So, like, did he have a different box for each wife?
I guess he was just doing what Matt McKinley studied in college.
Yeah, just collecting data. Just cold beer and hot pussy.
Cold beer and hot pussy.
So
warm hookah and cold pussy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, we pulled one of the most petty moves, foreign policy moves of all time here this past week. It might have been last week, I can't remember, but it's been within the last week or so. We seized Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela's private jet in the Dominican Republic. And the reason being, it was a violation of U.S. sanctions for him to own the jet. We're like, no, you're not supposed to have that. You're not supposed to have that. We're taking it now. Which it's one of the most woman moves ever. But I secretly, not even secretly now, because I'm saying I kind of fucking love it.
I fucking love it.
It's petty as shit. And I think, to top it off, just to dump a bunch of more salt in that commie's wounds, we should sell it at a really discounted rate to Taylor Swift.
Oh, it would be the ultimate fuck you capitalist to the communist pig.
Like sell it to Taylor Swift. Sell it to Taylor Swift for $1,000. Just, like something she's not even going to notice. And and what do we care? Like or sell it just enough to pay for the taxpayer money that was spent in the seizing of it. But like,
right?
so call it like a couple $100,000, whatever it took for that one operation. Sell it to Taylor Swift for that amount. That's got to be a bitchin' jet. Venezuela was, they're a poor country now, but the people in charge are not poor. They're one of the most oil-rich countries in the world. They were, at one point, they were the wealthiest country in South America.
What
turns
happened,
out,
Matt?
Socialism happened. Yeah.
You know what? And this is why I want to promote history in school. Promote it.
So, and also that gang that took over the apartment complex in Aurora is from Venezuela. It's a prison gang. And so how Maduro ran his prisons there were no guards inside. They just threw you inside, and the guards were on the outside, like with guns pointing inward. And the inmates ran the asylum. I don't know how the food and shit worked. I'm guessing they just backed trucks up and like, oh, here you go. This is your allotment for the week.
He pulled the Castro.
Yeah. So that gang originated in a Venezuelan prison, and Maduro just started, and this is kind of a common theme throughout South and Central America, where they're just emptying out Donald Trump has been saying this for a while now, but they're literally just emptying out their prisons and shipping them north. And like, yeah, all right, have fun. Make it to America. Do your thing. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, sell that bitch to Taylor Swift and send a great big middle finger to Maduro.
And make sure when she buys it that she pops it in a music video or two. Maybe like she does a reggaeton song. You know?
sees a couple shipments of Venezuelan cocaine and use the profits to build a ramp so she can take that jet downstairs to get a glass of water in the middle of the night.
Make it into a tree house.
Yeah. She just builds a replica of the Twin Towers. Dude, the number of Twin Towers memes and sketches that have been floating around in the last 6 months are nothing short of impressive.
Is it just because the anniversary is coming up? It just puts up.
I think what was it? South Park said 17 years is the limit before.
Yeah, 17 point something years.
Yeah, and so we're past that, and it shows. It turns out South Park once again was correct, and 9/11 jokes are all the rage, particularly on Instagram here lately.
Do you think any country in particular is contributing to it, or is it all American?
It's mostly American, dude.
Yeah. You know what? It's kids who like did not live through it. They're like,
or it's our generation.
Oh,
it's just our generation dealing with the horrible amount of trauma that we've been through in our lifetimes.
We're to the comedy stage. We're healed.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be the final stage, right? Joking about it.
I think so. I think dark humor is the final stage of grief, and that one, yeah. Which acceptance leads to dark humor. It's yeah. There's been some incredible 9/11 memes and sketches here lately, and it's funny how that algorithm works. Like I find the 9/11 jokes to be really funny. I know they're inappropriate, so don't come at me like that. I'm well aware they're not. It's not appropriate. Funny's funny. I don't care. Funny is funny.
Funny is funny, dude.
And so I get a ton of those, and then I forget who started on this trend, but I mentioned it several times, and now I have like 5 or 6 people that send me Down syndrome people videos, and never not funny, and the funniest part about it is they're usually the Down syndrome people themselves making the jokes, so that makes it a little easier for me to swallow. But now, like, my algorithm is flooded with Down syndrome people, like just flooded. It's it makes me look like a real piece of shit.
You know, there's always that one that you watch over and over again, and it makes you laugh so hard. But it's like the one that's just like, am I just a piece of shit? And the one for me is the blind football player tackling everybody.
What the fuck is going on?
That's the one. That's the one.
There's one, and it's a well, in terms of today's day and age, it's a kind of an old sketch, but it's Officer Downey, I think is his name. It's a Down syndrome dude posing as a police officer. Do you know why I pulled you over? And the guy's like, because I was speeding. No, because you're black. He's got a gun pointed at him.
Oh my god!
And every time I see it, I have to watch it like 10 times in a row. It just
does the clip end right there too?
Yeah. There was another one just here the other day. It was a Down syndrome guy, and then like a regular dude, and he did the like, oh, what's that? You know, pointed at his chest and then flipped his nose. And the Down syndrome dude goes, what is that? And the guy looks away, and he looks back, and he's got a gun pointed at his head.
Is it just this dude with a gun?
Yeah.
Is that the whole channel?
Yeah, it's different channels, oddly enough.
Can you send me the cop one?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. It's so funny. It's so fucking funny.
I mean, between you and my wife sending pregnant fuck videos, pictures, I gotta stop opening my phone at work. Jesus Christ. Fuck.
I gotta go to the bathroom again.
Right? Aaron's been on the toilet 8 times today.
I feel like there was something else big in the news, but I can't remember what it was.
You should see the Joe Biden at the small desk video.
Okay. Gonna put in.
He is the most actual, just ceremonial, even more than a king or queen.
Oh yeah, like nobody believes that guy's president.
Like even the king and queen, I feel like do a ton of events, but they're just throwing Joe out once every 2 weeks. Like,
all right, so I've got it found, I think.
I mean, there's no questions there. I liked how the 25th Amendment stuff died down. I think there's more and more a case for it more and more every day.
Oh yeah.
Look how slow he goes down.
Oh.
And did he grunt?
I think so.
Did he grunt? Man.
Ready.
If he didn't, they've got him on some really good shit, because I was grunting just watching it.
He's on the Vitamolten.
And I feel like I'm in relatively decent shape, and I was still like, oh, that hurts my knees just watching it.
No, but apparently he just sat there. Reporters were screaming questions at him, and he just sat there for a full minute smiling and looking at each other.
He went full Mitch McConnell.
He looked like the old creepy guy from Poltergeist. Hello, dear.
So you know who that always. I'm not as familiar with Poltergeist, but the creepy family from The Burbs.
Oh yeah.
the hillbilly cousin.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the vibe he gives off. Like I know he's from Delaware, but he's also from Pennsylvania and that kind of coal mining country, and that's kind of some hills have eyes type people.
Can you play TikTok videos on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. This fucking guy. Oh my God, he's getting more and more like him every day. All right, I'm sending it to you on text.
Okay.
And I think somebody through AI put Joe Biden's face on this dude for this exact scene.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Hello, child. Oh yeah, this fucking guy was. Good thing I didn't see Poltergeist when I was a kid, because that would have fucked me up even more than I am. It's so close.
That is. The guy's walking too smoothly, though.
Wait till he talks, too. Every time I hear Joe Biden, this voice plays in my head.
Hi. Are you lost, sweetheart? Are you afraid, honey? Well, why don't you come with me? All right. I'll sing you a song. With your mom.
That is Uncle Joe.
Hold on.
Oh,
The phone went up. It's like Lindsey Graham if he was 80.
Yeah.
Is that the lines Lindsey Graham uses with his prostitutes?
I'll sing you a song.
Come with me, child.
I'll show you my ladybugs.
Yeah.
Fucking
okay,
gross.
I found it. Here we go. Oh, damn it. We got to play this one because this one is fucking good.
Okay.
It just adds content.
Oh, what a fucking time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
It's crazier and crazier.
You know, like there's so much possibility out in the world. And then there's it's also just so fake and gay at the same time.
All right, I sent you the Joe Biden version. Just adds another layer of cake on there.
All right.
Mom, where are you?
That is Uncle Joe.
Just that thing.
Who's actually running shit? Fuck.
Are you lost, sweetheart?
Oh,
Are you afraid, honey?
this is what AI should be.
Well, why don't you come with me? Oh, I'll sing you a
I don't know
song
what's with the
till your
sound.
mom comes back. God is here.
Oh, fuck.
Keep on going on. The whole song's fucking great.
His holy tale. Earthly fall, be silent now.
Who's Caroline?
Oh,
I don't know. She was just here.
oh, she's with the president.
Well, shit. I'm about to piss my pants, so we'll get on out of here. But Death of fun.
Don't fret. Don't
death
fret,
of
child.
Don't fret.
All right, buddy.
All
That's
right.
been a good one, man.
Okay, we'll go out on a new AI song. I've got a hip hop version. So,
and this week I will send you. I'll send you a first draft of the Tim song, and then we can go back and forth, and then we can pop one out for him.
Nice, I like it. All right, well, thanks for listening. Go check out Death of Fun on YouTube and at Death of Fun Pod on Instagram. So, on that note, we'll catch you next time.
Good night.
You like with some back. This is Tech Day. Get on to the max. I'll take this up, man. Matt, bring it up on this shit.
Sounds like Max
It
Tim.
always in a dream. West is not a trick that tricks of its games. Microphones on, we got the crew. Matt and Aaron bring the news. Tim Brad, they bust the laughs. Rob the Jew, he's got the craft. Politics, big jokes fly. Unfiltered truth, no suit and tie. Laughs is come deep from the gut. Every joke, they make you strut.
God bless.
Catch them live, no need to pause. Comedy with no fake applause. Raw and real, they keep it straight. Every episode's a treat. News that matters, jokes that hit. College buddies never quit. From the heart, they bring the truth. In the booth, they got the groove. Yeah. Fun, they live. Friends forever stand by.